Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Before I get started, I'm going to go ahead and clear the air here. Wow, that was kind of a trip because when I started doing that, I have a incense burner and there's a cone incense that's burning in it right now. And when I started playing it, like it was definitely going in one direction. And then once I started playing the bowl, it like clouded up really like kind of big, like a big kind of puffy cloud, like just kind of sitting there. And then it started wafting up and drifting over this way. It was kind of a trip. So anyways, guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I am going to be covering the moment they say, I love you. We're going to take a look at what is happening at that particular moment, like, you know, possibly where you are, and also like what led up to this moment, what like happened that triggered this, like giving a little bit of backstory about, you know, your love life with your person. This could be for anybody right now, single or somebody who is in a relationship. This could talk about how you guys met a little bit, or you know, what brought about, or how they said I love you the first time and whatnot. It is a timeless reading, so whenever you see this, hey, it counts, okay? So we have 4 groups, okay, to choose from. Please do remember that this is a general reading. It is not a personal reading, so there's absolutely no reason to take anything personally whatsoever. If something isn't resonating, just pick a different group or check out a different video that I have posted. So group 1 is the Fire Agate. Group 2 is the Green Adventurine. Group 3 is the Charlite, and group 4 is the Rhodonite. So do whatever it takes to choose your group, and I'm going to go ahead and get started. Those of you who picked group 1 with the Fire Agate, this is going to be your reading. Let's see what is going on. The moment they say I love you, you know, what, how does it go down? Where are you? What led to this moment? And wow, oh my goodness. So we have the Empress. We have the King of Pentacles. We have the 7 of Swords. We have the 8 of Pentacles. And we have the 3 of Cups. We have Rain with purification. We have Dawn with new beginnings. Very interesting. Wow. We have Passion Ignited. We have I want you to lose me in the darkness. No, excuse me. I want you to love me. This font is really hard to read. I want you to love me in the darkness and chaos. Look at that. That is kind of trippy. Wow. Ho, ho, ho. Sweet. Everything about you draws me in. I want you to miss me like I miss you, and show it. We have Emotional Affair. Interesting. We have February. It's kind of funny because they're like dressed very cold weather, you know, and February is always cold. We have Money Path. A path is money, excuse me, is waiting for you to find it. We have Caterpillar. Things will not always be this way. A change is coming. We have Lightning. Control your anger or you will be sorry. Ring. A marriage will take place, either romantic or in business. I want to make sure you guys can see these. And we have Fox, shrewdness and resourcefulness, and especially in business. Okay, because we have two things mentioning business, okay, and a path with money is waiting for you to find it. And we have, since we have the Eight of Pentacles and we have the King of Pentacles, I'm almost getting the sense, what led up to this moment? It has something to do with your career, okay? Your career led you to this person, and I wouldn't even be surprised if this person could actually be, you know, higher up from you. They could be your boss. They could just be with somebody you work with, but you definitely have a lot in common. And since we have three people here and we have emotional affair, it will be hard to resist an emotional connection with someone who is already involved. I'm feeling like it's kind of one of these situations where it's like a love triangle that has happened here. Now, does this mean that there's cheating going on? Not necessarily. It could mean that this person is, you know, going through a breakup, or you're going through a breakup. There's some kind of shift. There's a big change that's happening. Things will not always be this way. A change is coming. I feel like there's a change in status of a relationship. Okay. There could be a situation. What's coming to me right now, I want to say, is that you could have had, like, you know, been carrying the torch for somebody you work with or a boss or something like this. And what's happening, and you've kept your distance. You've been very good about, like, not, you know, trying to freaking hit on this person or any of that. It's kind of been like a secret to you, you know, you've kept. And then you're going to find out that this person is, you know, Splitsville with their person, or they're going through a divorce or a breakup or something like this. And this allows this opening, this chance. And what's going to happen here is you're going to find out that this person had been having feelings towards you as well. And this was something because of professional reasons, you know, that you kept this professional. It's class, you know, it's like you're not being a greedy hoe bag, you know, it's not like that. It's definitely where it's been a lot of respect, okay, during the whole process. And I get the sense it's like they definitely make you feel like an empress, and you're definitely very hardworking, and they are very hardworking, and you've been pouring yourself into your career, but you're going to find out that and you're very independent at this time, okay, as well. And you're going to feel like, you know, it's like you're going to find out, like, you're going to just all of a sudden start talking. You guys are both going to start talking more on a regular basis. Things are going to, you know, pick up the pace with communication between. You're going to find out you have a ton of stuff in common. There's hobbies and things that you didn't even know about this person that you're going to find that you have a lot in common in this respect. And, you know, it says passion ignited. Their intense sexual desire towards you is making it hard for them to know the difference between lust and love. So, and because this is going to be kind of like one of these things where you take your time too, and they were trying to figure out, do I just like lust after this person, or is this like actual fucking love? And this is what's going to happen here. It's going to be this kind of period, because they're a mature individual, and so are you at this time. And it's going to be one of these, you just don't rush into freaking jump into bed, you know, like in the, you know, early years, you know, more towards like an immature relationship where people do that. It's like, this is more steady, slow and steady. And, you know, you guys have both been through some shit, so you're not going to be in a rush. So, and which is good. And you both have baggage. So it's like, you know, there's this waiting phase, this waiting period, this purification that has to happen here. Also, with the freaking control your anger or you'll be sorry, I get the sense that this person, whoever it is that has the X here, is going to be trying to start some crap on the sidelines on a regular basis, and it's going to fucking piss you off. But in this scenario, you don't want to freaking lose your shit in front of this person. Because I get the sense that this X person was kind of like that, like all the fucking time, and it really turns them off. They don't like people who can't control their fucking emotions. So no matter how bad this person wants to fucking, you know, they piss you off, it's always better to be cool, calm, and collected and rise above their bullshit. Because that shows that you're taking the higher road and that's just class, you know? I really feel that. This is definitely, I feel like, career related, because there's definitely a need to be shrewd. This is shrewdness and resourcefulness, especially in business. You have to be shrewd. You have to be very cautious and careful about this whole situation, because it's also very private. And, you know, this is no business. It's nobody's business, you know, in the business. You know, there's a level of discretion that needs to happen here. Especially considering that, you know, there's like an exit of a relationship already, and it's like nobody needs to know what's going on between you. Okay, I just feel like there's discretion that needs to be involved. Everything, you guys are very, very sexually attracted to each other, massive passion between you guys, and you know, it's like they're extremely romantic, but they're very grounded. And it's like you definitely, it's very emotional between, I mean, look at this, like embracing like a lot of passion, a lot of fiery stuff. You know, I want you to miss me like I miss you, and show it. And it's like, you know, one of you could be a little bit more detached than the other, a little bit like you come off a little bit like, you know, hiding your emotions, but it's like whichever side it is, whether it's you or them, needs to let it show, you know, let the emotion come out a little bit. Or maybe this is something that you guys were like in the past, and it's like once you get together, it's very, whoa, you know, like heavy duty shit. So what's crazy is like it says, I want you to love me in the darkness and chaos. And literally we have the dawn, because after the dark, after that tower moment, is always a new beginning. It's a brand new path. It's a brand new awakening. And it's like, now, we have a marriage will take place either in romantic and in business. It's definitely has to do with both with this situation. But after you've been together for a while, okay, you've gone through this whole purification of, you know, releasing baggage and all this stuff. You've really gotten to know each other. I get the sense that when they're going to say I love you is at kind of like an event. There is something going on here where, you know, or at the end of it, and it's like there's a whole bunch of people together. This even could be like a holiday party or something like this, or their birthday is in February, or your birthday is, so you could be an Aquarius, and that kind of makes sense about the detached thing. You know, you could be an Aquarius, or you could be a Pisces, or they could, something like this. But there's a big, you know, celebration going on. There's some kind of partying, something happening. And it's like really like a fun event. It's very festive. I get the sense that it's going to be at night. You know, there's a whole lot of people coming together and stuff like this. And then towards the end of the night, it's like you guys are going to be alone, or you're on your way home or something, or maybe they're taking you to a special place where it's like, you know, because you've partied all night long together or had a really great time with friends. I mean, it's just like a night you remember because you have such a blast. It's so much fun. And maybe they take you to kind of like an overlook, and maybe it possibly rained like during the night, because depending on where or it could be snow, depending on where you live in the world. Okay. Because in February too, you know, there's different weather, whether you're in the northern or the southern hemisphere. So, but there could be rain or snow, and it's like, you know, it's really fucking romantic, like the way it is. And it's like you guys are driving home, or they take you to like a lookout area. And, or even in the house, there could be a beautiful like lookout area. And it's like, you guys are observing the dawn. It's like, or you're making love into the dawn. And it's like, you're seeing the sunrise. So I get the sense you're actually looking at this, and then they're like holding you, and they literally like say, I love you, like that. And you just, you know, you can't, it's like highly emotionally, highly charged. But I see that what happens into the future is there's definitely marriage involved here. This is the person that you end up marrying. And it's a very romantic, very intimate, very soul bonding kind of moment, because like literally the way that the nature looks and the light, it's literally a new beginning. This is the moment that triggers that start to a whole new life, a whole new chapter of your life. So anyways, that's all I have for this group. Make sure to like and subscribe and hit the bell for further make sure you hit the bell, you guys, because I have recently heard that YouTube only notifies a certain amount of people when you post a new video. So you have to, even if you're following, it's like you want to have the notifications turned on so that you know. They're pretty shady about that kind of stuff, I guess. So just saying. Anyway, in the drop down box, there's information on how to join my Patreon, where I post pick a cards every week, more than one, as well as podcasts and other information and things like this. And my other booking and social media is in the drop down box. Thank you guys so much for being with me today, and I will catch you next time. For those of you who picked group 2 with the green adventuring, this is going to be your reading. Let's take a look and see what comes up for you. Like, how are they going to say I love you the first time, and what leads up to this moment? You know, where will you be, what, etc. Wow. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we have the 9 of Wands. We have the Page of Ethemes, which is the Page of Swords. We have the Witch, which is the Magician. We have the 3. This is interesting because this came up in group 1, this card. We have the Ace of Wands, and we have the 2 of Ethemes, which is the 2 of Swords. Wow, interesting stuff. Okay, so we have Gaia. We have Spring Equinox, so that's when we have a definite time here. So there could be some change, or this is just, or it's just a big old rebirth. For some of you, it will be spring equinox. For some of you, it will be a different time, which I do have another card here that has a time on it. So, oh my God, look at this. We have the Witch twice. Oh my goodness. We have the Player. We have Blocked from Love. We have you might just get lucky if you behave yourself. Very interesting. And for our other type, we have June. So spring equinox is definitely kicking something off in this relationship, and I wouldn't be surprised. So either for some of you, it's going to be, they're going to say I love you at spring equinox. Some of you, it's going to be in June, or else something triggers that feeling and they don't say it until June. We have Bowl, plenty of material things. And look at this, we have a tulip with ladybugs, and look at all the ladybugs. So this is very much this kind of energy for sure. We have Fire, strong emotion, passionate love or hate. In this case, it's definitely love. We have Bag, something important such as a new job or a raise. We have Handshake, a meeting with a stranger could be important. I'm almost getting like this vibe from this right here. And then we have Beetle, good fortune. Wow, not bad, guys. So what is going on? What leads to this? Obviously, this person is pursuing you. I feel like almost like this is somebody in your friend group or somebody you get to know, and they are your friend first for a while. Okay, so they've seen you go through other relationships, or it's somebody that you've known like your whole life. And it's like they go in and out of the picture several times during your life, or you've done this to them. Like, it, you know, you just kind of both are like that. You know, it's like you all of a sudden, it's like weird how fate just keeps drawing you back together. And maybe in the past, you haven't taken a chance or a risk in having a relationship with this person. But I get the sense in this particular time, it's like you haven't seen this person for a while. So they have definitely matured and they have changed, you know, and when you see them again, you're going to be like, oh my God. Wow, they look good. You know, it's going to be one of these kind of things. It's like they've really gotten their shit together. They're very powerful. I feel like you guys went off, like one of you went to one college, you know, the other went somewhere else, maybe even in a different part of the world even. You know, but it's like this person has never forgotten about you. And it's like you guys, and you haven't forgotten about them. And there's just something about them that you can't put your finger on. And they're the same with you. And through this time around, though, it's like you're going to realize that, oh my God, I actually have feelings for this person. This is why we keep coming back. Because it's like strong, passionate love or hate. There could be like even one of these kind of things where you haven't seen them in a long time. And then all of a sudden it's like, you know, you're starting a new job. There's a brand new like beginning of the job. And it's like, you know, you're meeting with somebody like for business or a client or something, and you go out and you're meeting with this person, and during this process you actually freaking run into this person, and it's like, oh my fucking God. And it's like, you guys are both like very comfortably material wise at this particular time. This is a brand new start or a brand new job or position or career that's going on in your life at this particular time. But it's kind of like, I honestly feel like you've known them since you were like little. Okay. There's something about this, but there comes a choice. It's like, they're going to run into you, and it's like, you guys end up like start hanging out. And it's like, you're going to have, be presented with a choice whether you want to pursue this or not. And I just sense that, yes, you do end up pursuing it. And what you find out about this person too is at the particular time, like maybe the reason why you weren't with them, or you never really got serious with this person, even though you really liked them, okay, as like a friend and a person, is because they were a player. You know, like a total player, because they were trying to figure their shit out, maybe they're like, also like, I get the sense that they're good looking too. So they've definitely attract the opposite sex. But it says, the player lifestyle that once defined everything they did has stopped looking enticing ever since they met you. So I get the sense this is that shift, this reunion you have with this person, okay, is going to trigger this. Also, for some of you, it just could be that you've had past life connection with this person once upon a time, and they, are very, they definitely go after what they want though. Okay. They're very, ambitious, whether this is business or romantic relationships, they go after what they want and they don't quit until they get it. It's very fiery, very passionate energy. I wouldn't be surprised if they are a fire sign. This person is definitely very heavily mercurial, or you are, because we have the Magician, which of course is Mercury energy, which means there's, you guys could be very much in like the literary arts, or you work for, paper or some kind of, online, anything having to do with like broadcasting or journalism or any of that kind of shit. Okay. A publishing house, any of this kind of stuff, there could be that, or like the law, like, cause you're always communicating. I don't know. It's like, I'm totally getting that. But also when I said the journalism thing, it's like, the Page of Swords is very kind of like, a gossipy kind of energy. So some of you could definitely be reporting on dirt or got some kind of gossip, or, like TMZ kind of stuff. I don't know, but it's kind of funny. We have the Witch and we have the Witch here too. So in the Witch, it says, they see how powerful and magical you are, and sometimes they wonder if you have them under a love spell. So they're going to just like lose their shit over you. They don't even care about anything else anymore, like relationship wise or getting laid and all that kind of shit. They don't care about that anymore. They just want to be with you. And it's like, literally, it says, blocked from love. There may be emotional baggage from the past blocking you from true love. It's time to release it. I get the sense that this was like leading up to this moment. It's like perhaps, one of you I'm feeling like it's you though, has had this kind of issue in the past. And it's even made worse because that this person could have been a player, or they were a player. So now you're like terrified because, oh my God, I don't want to get hurt again. You go through a very nurturing phase, but also I get the sense that this person, believe it or not, is going to like be very nurturing to you. It's like they're literally head over heels with you. And I gotta say, they could be, when I said mercurial, these kind of guys are very attracted to the lover archetype, honestly. So if you are the lover archetype, if you know what I'm talking about, I did post about this on my Patreon. You might want to look into it if you haven't. There's a quiz on there to take to see what your archetype is. Mercurial or Hermes type men are very attracted to the lover. They're great dressers. They make a great presentation. They're the kind that can talk your panties off. They're intellectually stimulating. They're definitely like good at the peacocking thing. They're great at that. They're great conversationalists, super good at communicating. So you are definitely not going to be bored with this person. Now, what's happening when they say, I love you? obviously it's going to be, you know, in the early summer, you know, spring equinox time period. You guys could be in, I'm getting the sense that you are, there's some kind of intimate dinner or something that they're taking you on. It's like almost like I feel like you're going to be like on a road trip in a way, you know, like you guys have been dating for a while and it's like they take you off somewhere and it's like you're definitely feeling the feelings towards this person. It's really beautiful. Like you're like in the countryside somewhere and it's just absolutely fucking stunning, absolutely fucking beautiful. And it's like, I get the sense that there's, you know, like they have this whole seduction scene set up where it's like they have like a total romantic candlelit dinner and the whole 9 yards, ready to freaking, you know, say how they feel to you. I get the sense that it's definitely, you know, I feel like it's under the moonlight. Most definitely. There's like a full moon or something like this that is happening. And it's like, literally, I wouldn't be surprised if they use, you know, like say you've bewitched me or something like this, or they make reference to this or kid you about it. They could even refer to you as their angel, something like this, because I mean, I'm seeing that June there and it's like, yes, that's just like, I'm seeing the angel there and it just makes me feel this way. But it's like so serendipitous how you even run into this person and even leading up to this moment, and they're going to point this out to you and they're going to like be romancing you with their words and just saying it. And then all of a sudden it's like, they're just going to, I almost get the sense that they're going to say it and then they are going to lay it on you, like give you the most passionate kiss, and you're going to feel it like all fucking over your body. And you're like, oh my God, gee, it's like, it's very, I'm getting like very powerful, energetic vibes, but definitely this is taking place outdoors. It's very romantic kind of atmosphere. It's beautiful. Okay. When this occurs, it's very romantic. It's very appropriate for this time period. Especially considering what's happening, you know, we're dealing with spring equinox. This is, you know, new life, rebirth, you know, mating going on, things like this. And it's like you guys end up just all night long in each other's arms, just throwing down. It's amazing. So it's very, and they definitely are going to not give up. Okay. They're the kind of person who is going to persevere. And it's like, they're always going to be by your side because you nailed it. It's like this person was like the person that's like always the one that got away for a lot of people, who is like, everyone pines after and everyone wants, but you know, they're always have been searching for the one that really freaking hits them in the freaking heart, and that's you. So that's it for them. They've made up their mind, and they're definitely, you know, and it's like, it's interesting because it's like, you know, that choice, it's so faded and so like everything that's wrapped, you know, around this whole situation, the way, just like the way that the job goes and the moment of like walking, you know, or like, you know, being in a meeting or a client, you know, meeting and stuff like this, you know, whatever is going on here, it's like all just like leading to this fucking perfect moment, because you guys are definitely supposed to, be together. It's very karmic in nature. Okay. And when I say karmic, I mean that you guys have past life business that you need to deal with here. And in this life, this is, you guys are coming together to help learn and grow. So anyways, it's really interesting. By the way, I have to mention what I'm noticing about this too. I almost feel like this person could be, you know, I know we have like fire, and this person could definitely be a fire sign, but this person has like hardcore air placements, or they are an air sign, because we have a bird, we have a bird, we have a bird, bird. Look at this. I mean, even there's a fae right here flying in the air. It's like very air energy. We have butterflies, we have rabbits. There's even birds right here. I get the sense where you guys end up is very beautiful too. There's even a bird on the Book of Shadows. Okay, so birds like sparrows, finches, quail, pheasants. Thank you. The difference. We have crows or ravens. We have owls. So we have even bluebirds and parrots and things like this. So these birds, just birds in general, are a synchronicity for you guys, definitely. Or you guys have a specific attachment to any of those kind of, you know, barred owls or crows or something like this even, okay? So anyways, I think that's it. That's all I'm seeing for this group. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell. And please do make sure you hit the bell because YouTube only notifies a certain percentage of your people who subscribe to you. And it's usually the ones who hit the bell. So make sure that you're hitting the bell to be notified of when I post new stuff out. Also, please do check out my Patreon link in the drop-down box if you want to check out my Patreon, where I post pick a cards every week, a couple times a week there, as well as other stuff. And my booking information and social media information is below as well. So have a great week, you guys. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Okay, for those of you who picked group 3 with our charite here, this is going to be your reading. Let's take a look and see what came out for you guys. How are they going to say I love you the first time? What leads up to this moment? Where are you, etc.? Wow. Okay, then we have the Strength card. We have the Magician. We have, it's funny because in all these groups, there's like certain cards that kind of keep popping up. I mean, the scenarios are all different, but it's very interesting. So we have the 7 of Wands. We have 2 sevens. So this is kind of like 777. 7 could be a lucky number for you. Some of you could be born in July because we literally have Leo's card, or they are. We have Temperance, which is Sagittarius card, and we have the Empress here, which is Venus energy, hardcore. So I get the sense like some of you definitely are Sagittariuses or Leos. This is very fire sign energy here that I'm picking up, very Mercurial and Venus energy as well. Super interesting what we have for the tarot. So let's see what else we have. We have fire with passion. That's kind of crazy. We have 2 fire signs. We have love with compassion. Oh my gosh. We have, I want to do it all over again. Someone's passionate and wants them loving. I miss getting sexy just for you. Very interesting. Someone's sprung. We have teamwork. Whatever you lack, they got you, and vice versa. You have found your teammate in love and in life. We have the journey. This love journey may be long and challenging, but so long as you are with them, you'll never walk alone. Oh my gosh, this is your PIC right here for sure, okay? Most definitely. Oh, wow. And then we have mice. Discord among friends or family. Very interesting. We have ladder, climbing towards success. We have moon, changes in your life. We have door, opportunities are wait. I see where this is going. Okay. We have door, opportunities are waiting for you. My God. We have eagle, triumph over troubles and obstacles. Look at that, you guys. My goodness. And we have rabbit, too much concern with sexual matters. Oh, you guys, exactly. You're obsessing about this person once you start, when you get together, because you are head over heels with them. You guys have sex like rabbits, okay, constantly. And it's almost like you're addicted to this person because it's just so good, best you've ever had. They make you feel amazing. They do all kinds of experimental things with you. It's like they definitely know what they're doing when it comes to in the bedroom. They treat you like a freaking empress. They treat you better than anybody who's ever treated you before. But what's happening here? Beforehand, like what leads you to this person? I almost get the sense that being with this person almost caused some drama within your family or friend group. There could have been like the situation where you met this person at the same time and you were with a group of friends and they liked this person too, but they liked you, not them. So they got all bitter and bent out of shape, their panties in a bunch about it. And it did cause some trouble and some problems. And it did cause a big change. It caused a riff or something like this. And like I said, this could have been family as well. But I see you moving on, okay? You've definitely, like when it comes to your career, you've really freaking opened up and climbed towards success, and it's brought about great changes. And we have that moon, and like the moon is when you find out secrets, or you know, truths are starting to come to light. Okay, the dawn approaches, and it's like, I don't know, it's just like I feel like you're gonna find something out too that just like fucking hurts you so bad, like it hurts your feelings, that you can't believe that somebody you trusted and you loved so much, and I'm talking about the friends or the family, would even do that or say that about you. And it just caused, unfortunately, a rift. It's like everybody's in our life. When the people that come into our life, they're either with us for a season or they're with us for an entire lifetime. Everybody's different. So this could be one of these kind of situations. But it's like this whole journey, you know, has led you to this person. I feel like that it's caused a career change. But because of this career change, and because you finally got away from the toxic situation and the toxic people, you've really come into that badass, you know, Empress energy, owning your shit. It's like, it's made, instead of hardening your heart, it's made it, you know, even bigger. And you've really embraced compassion and love. Instead of those people are you're like, you're not going to hold me down. I'm not going to let this get to me. It's like you might have, you know, moped around and wallowed in it for a while, but then you're like, no, fuck this shit. I deserve happiness. I deserve to freaking, why should I have to put my fucking happiness on the sidelines to make other people comfortable? It's like, because it's uncomfortable to them, because you are changing and you are growing and you are becoming successful. And it's like they freak out, and it's like they want you to stay at the same level you were, because that's where they're comfortable with you. Those are not friends. Those are not people who are supportive of you. And it's time to ixnay them, get rid of them. Okay. It's like, that's not a friend. That's not somebody who supports you. Okay. Somebody who loves and cares about you will be with you through thick and thin, and they're going to be supportive of you whether you're successful or not. They're always just going to be by your side and love you for who you are. Those people, they're not like that. Okay, but you do triumph over them and stuff. And through this whole process, it's like you really pour yourself into your career, and you're working really hard on your fitness. You're going through a glow up. You're feeling really fucking good when you actually run into this person. And it's like instant fiery passion. And I get the sense that you guys met through a colleague at work or something like this. But what ends up happening is when they go to say, I love you, I get the sense that it's like on a day that's just amazing. It's like you go, it's like the weekend. I'm feeling like it's the weekend, and they're whisking you away for the weekend, basically. And you guys are going to go spend some time. It even could be near where there's a waterfall, where there's mountains, because I'm seeing a lot of mountains in here. There's a lot of nature and a lot of water and forest. So it could be in a location exactly like this. They could even be taking you horseback riding. Okay, because maybe for some of you, you really love horses, or they love horses. And so it's like a super romantic like weekend where you're going to go horseback riding in the mountains, and it's like really gorgeous and beautiful. This could be either in the summer in Leo, or it is in the fall. I automatically thought of, honestly, I was seeing autumnal, you know, color change and stuff like this, which is absolutely fucking beautiful and so romantic. This even could be during Thanksgiving, okay? Like Thanksgiving, if you're in the States, it's definitely like during that time period that this could be happening even. Depending on what part of the country you're in, there might not be color change, or there might be. Or else the leaves are, there's only remnants of leaves on the trees, and there's a whole lot on the ground, and it's very colorful, like blanket of color all over the ground. But anyway, so you guys are enjoying this romantic getaway weekend, and it's like, oh my God, like having massive amounts of sex, having a great time, enjoying yourself. I think you're like kind of like living out a bit of, this is kind of like living out a bit of a fantasy some of you might actually have, or they're definitely triggering, or you're definitely talking about plans for the future and fantasies, things you want to try, do, whatever. I feel like there's a lot of this going on, but it's like you have an amazing meal, and then like you're just chilling afterwards. Very beautiful location. It's nice, and I feel like it's really pleasant evening. And this is when they say, I love you. They're like, I feel like that they're sitting with you, you're quiet, you're having this conversation. It's just like you kind of just look into each other's eyes, and it's like, it just kind of fucking comes out of the, you know, their mouth. It's like you can kind of feel it beforehand too. It's like you don't even have to say a word, and it's like you're feeling that energy in between you two. And then they say it. And it's like, almost like, this is like one of the happiest moments ever. It just feels really right and really good. It's like you guys make such a great team. You're like couple goals to a lot of people. They just adore you. They think that you're a really cute couple, and you guys have excellent conversations with each other. And it's like, I feel like they have massive stamina. There's a lot of energy. There's a lot of, I feel like they're very outdoorsy too. So there could be a lot of, they're very into fitness and things like this. So it's like, maybe you guys are very active. That's just like what I feel. Okay. And you feel so, you're doing so good at this particular time. I mean, literally, you are kicking ass and taking names at work and in life in general. And you're just feeling really comfortable with who you are. Like when you end up meeting this person, you guys come together. And then when they say, I love you, it's like the pinnacle of success. You've climbed that ladder. And, you know, here's this opportunity presenting itself to you. The doors are opening to a whole new beginning with this person. It's very compassionate, very passion-filled relationship. And it's the conversation is fucking fantastic. It's great conversation that you guys have. And there's a whole lot of love and compassion between the two of you. So anyways, that's it. That's all I am seeing for this group. Please make sure to like and subscribe, and make sure you hit the bell if you want to be notified. YouTube will not notify you usually. They don't try to push that unless you hit the bell. So, because they only allow or show videos when they post to a certain percentage of your audience, which is bullshit, but whatever. Anyway, so that's it, guys. In the drop-down box, there is the link to my Patreon. If you would like to watch more pick a cards, I post a couple every week up on Patreon. Plus, I have podcasts and other things that I post there too. And my booking and social media information is down below in the drop-down box as well. Until next time, have a great week and have a great day. And for those of you who picked group 4, our last group with the rhodonite, this is going to be your reading. I'm going to move these hearts out the way now. And let's get into this. How are they going to say I love you the first time? What's going on? What leads you up to this moment? Let's take a look. So we have the 4 of Pentacles. We have the Magician. My God, this energy is dominating today. We have the 6 of Swords. We have the Page of Pentacles. We have the Death card. And we have the 6 of Cups. Oh my God, you guys. Wow, this is heavy duty shit. We have Meadow with vulnerability. How very appropriate since we have Scorpio's card here. We have New Moon with Promise. Oh my God, you guys. Wow, that tells you a time frame for sure. We have Office Affair. We have Sacred Bond, you think? Yeah, this is karmic in nature. You guys have past life business together and you're here to finish it out. You're here to work this stuff out here. We have At Last. Oh my God, this is so fucking romantic. Okay, what is it, Etta James? At Last, that song. That's totally just popped into my head seeing that. We have Uprooting. Oh shit. We have I want you to playfully get sexually aggressive with me. So being a dom, okay? We have Let's Give It a Try and Go for a Ride. This is great. Okay, so we have August. Okay, for some of you, this will definitely take place in August. We have Grapes. Time to go out and have fun. Yeah, because you've been locking it up too fucking long. We have Crown. Honor and respect will come to you. We have Scales. Keep your life in balance. We have Marriage. Marriage. Okay. We have Broom with New Home, New Attitude. Look at this. Oh, wow, you guys. Jeez, this is so romantic. I don't know if you guys can see these or not, but I have to like make room for everything because I got to be able to read these. I'll move them as I chat them up. Okay. All right. obviously this is a phase in your life where it's like, I get the sense that you were in a stagnant phase for a very long time. You were too busy, afraid to get hurt, just afraid of intimacy, afraid of being vulnerable in a relationship. And finally, something occurs here that you realize, I'm done with living and wallowing like this. I'm fucking lonely. I'm sick of this shit. It's like, I need to put myself out there. So you do. And when you do this, it's like, I feel like there's a move here. Literally, we have uprooting and we have new home, new attitude. For a lot of you, this is going to occur and you're going to even meet this person. What's going to set it off in emotion is you're making a move, a physical move. You are leaving, well, physical and mental. You're leaving the past behind, that baggage, that fear of vulnerability. You're getting rid of it because you're realizing you have a lot of talent and a lot to give. And this is something that's very new to you. It's like the beginning of a learning curve. Again, we have the beginning of a new career too, a move, to a brand new location. Some of you, this could have to do with college even. You could be starting, at a new school. You're starting a degree, a graduate program even, or something, like going for your PhD or, something higher education even. But there's definitely a move that is involved here. And it feels very, I'm going to just say sacred, that you're even going through this process. There's something about it energetically that you just can't quite put your finger on, and you're feeling very called to be this place and go there. And it's because you have a sacred bond with this person. You guys are interconnected. That red string of fate is definitely leading you to one another. You have uprooted your life, you're moving. And often the Six of Swords can indicate over a body of water. This could be crossing a river or an ocean, a sea, a lake. There are in the United States, at least, there's some big, like we have the Mississippi, think about that. There's the St. Lawrence Riverway going across into Canada. There is the Great Lakes, which are, this should just be called fucking seas because they get as rough and as nasty as one, and ships sink there all the fucking time. Think about it. Think of all the bodies of water that there are. There's oceans, whatever. So there's a movement like this, okay? And you are feeling so drawn to this person. And when you meet them, it's like you guys made a promise to one another in a past life that you would be together again. And now this is the lifetime in which you are together. It's so fucking romantic. And this is when you guys come together. Now, what's interesting is we have office affair here. You'll meet someone at the office or connected to work. Tread carefully. And the reason why it says tread carefully is obviously whenever we're dealing with professions and we're dealing with work, it's like we have to be discreet and whatnot, okay? Because you have to be professional at your job. Duh. It's common sense, really. You're not walking around the office macking down on each other if you work in the same, office building, or even talking about your relationship, because that's your private life. It doesn't belong at work. So that's like definitely what's going on there. You'll have a spiritual connection that will allow you to see yourself through the person you love. And this is what allows you to be vulnerable. You feel very comfortable with this person. And I'm just going to say it here. We have Scorpio season. So we have October going into November here is around the time that this person, some of you could be, a Scorpio, but I get the sense during Scorpio season is when they say, I love you. Now, you definitely are meeting through something that has to do with, your move and through the workplace. It doesn't mean necessarily that you actually work with this person. You could even work down the street or in the same building, but not necessarily. I'm almost feeling like it could be in the same exact building. I'm seeing like this, like a big fucking huge office building. You know what, for some reason, I don't know why this is coming into my mind. I don't know if somebody's watching this, actually works in this place. But like the big old, the building in London that they call the Gherkin, that looks like a giant pickle, it's like the really cool kind of shaped building. That office building, that building is just going through my head for some reason. So some of you might work in that building, or your person works in that building. It's a big fucking building. So this could be possibly one of the locations. And if it's not that one, it's definitely some building where it has a unique architecture to it, okay? the other one that's going through my mind is the EMP. Is that what it's called? The EMP Center in Seattle. The fucking cool, like wavy ass, like metallic-y, it's like buildings like this. The building that you end up like working at, that there's something architecture with it, or straight up you work as an architect or for one. But I get the sense that the building, there's something very unique about the building that you work in. Okay. And I get the sense they work in it too. All right. So do comment if that makes any sense to you. I'm very curious if that like hit home to anybody, because it was coming through really strong. So anyways, it's during this time period. I get the sense that you guys are, this is like actually some kind of like work event that you could be very dressed up for or something. It could be some kind of holiday party, or it's like somebody's like leaving the company and they're going to be throwing a celebration. Or if you like are an independent contractor or something, this has something to do with clients, and it's like a big, like a milestone for somebody. And so it's a big celebration for this. And it's like legit. It's like you guys have been, I feel like you've been dating for a while at this time period. You definitely have a very powerful connection. You feel you can be very vulnerable with this person. And it's like, it's at this event. And they like kind of whisk you off into a corner or something. And like the way you look, it just kind of like just comes out of their mouth. It's like they're like stunned at how gorgeous you look. And I get the sense there could be, wherever this is being held, there is definitely a beautiful outside area. And it could be during this time, like period where it's like the, like twilight, like almost like that time period where it's, the sun is just set and stuff like this. And it's like, it looks amazing outside. It's so fucking beautiful. And like the stars are starting to appear, and you guys are just kind of chilling together. And they kind of say this to you because they just feel very moved at the moment. The music is just right. There's music playing. It's so fucking romantic. I mean, it could even be this song, You Never Know, that I mentioned at the beginning here. So it says, they don't want you to give up now when you've come this far, because it will all be worth it in the end. So I'm getting the sense, and it's like there's apples there. So I definitely, and it's like harvest season, the apples are sitting there in a basket, like spilled out on the ground. They definitely are like, you're the apple of their fucking eye. Now this location, and it's interesting because I was talking about water. There is water right here, but we also have meadow, which is really interesting. But I'm feeling like the meadow card was more about what it was saying there, the vulnerability. But for some of you, this location, wherever this party is or something like this, could be near an open space, like meadow like this. But whatever it is, I feel like there's something going on at that particular, the way that the sky looks and everything is just absolutely perfect, how it all comes together. And it's just so fucking romantic, and it's very passionate, very hot what happens. And it's like they're asking you, maybe even like, I love you, I want you to move in with me. It's something big like this, okay? And it's, let's give it a try and go for a ride. You're like, yes, I will do it. This is like the first step, because it's going to lead to marriage, okay? Straight up. And so you decide to do that. Not only are they like saying, I love you and I want you to be with me, I want you to live with me. I mean, this is like the fucking holy grail right here. The fucking nailed it. You know what I mean? This is what, I mean, because you guys are it's so passionate between you. I mean, look at this fire. I mean, and they're like, I get the sense like the way that they look is very angelic in nature. It's like they are fucking gorgeous. And it's like you're not going to fucking say no. It's just like, it's too perfect. Keep your life in balance. So it's like, and also straight up for some of you, I see those scales. Makes me think of the justice system. So some of you could be in law, or they're a lawyer. And I'm just curious if anybody who's watching this live in London by any chance. Is there law offices in the buildings that I mentioned? Just curious. Because it's, any, If you're a lawyer and you work in a very cool architecture building, do comment. I'm very curious. We have crown. Honor and respect will come to you. I mean, this could even be like a promotion party for you even, okay? Or just by being with this person, it's going to freaking, climb you up the ladder a little bit. It's like just by association, it's definitely going to, you are going to be like the queen of their life. It's like, it's a good match for sure. We have grapes, time to get out. This is definitely a fun occasion. So for some of you, this could definitely be happening in August or Scorpio season. Or it's like literally you start your relationship in August and they say, I love you in Scorpio season, or it's vice versa. So those two time periods in particular are going to be like important here, but it's so romantic the way that, it's like everything is just so perfect and right. And like the vibe and the energy, the music playing and everything, it's just like, it's in a beautiful location, a beautiful place. It's a very special moment when they say this. And it's like, I get the sense that this person doesn't fuck around when it comes to commitment. And when they're saying this, it's like, they're all in, It's like go hard or go home. That's kind of their attitude. And that's why they're like, move in with me, It says they are leaving all that is familiar to them or a long-term relationship to start a brand new life with you. So, and I don't feel like it's like they're leaving a relationship for this case. But I feel like it's like, yes, this is a whole new start for a life for you both. And so it's very, very powerful time. And eventually it'll end up in marriage there. So there you have it, guys. That's it. That's all I have for this group. Please make sure to like, subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell so that you are notified when I put out a video. If you don't do that, there's a good chance YouTube's not going to let you know. Seriously, they only show it to a percentage of your followers. So I'm just saying. So anyways, in the drop-down box, there's information on how to join my Patreon, where I post pick-a-cards like this a couple times a week. Plus other stuff like podcasts and things. And then in the drop-down box, there's also my booking and social media information. Thank you guys so much for being with me today, and I will catch you next time. Bye-bye.